Hello, my beautiful souls. Let's jump into your reading. Keep in mind, as always, energy is fluid, so just see how it applies. So beginning for my beautiful souls. Okay, the Ten of Swords in reverse. There's a focus on something, if not a couple different situations that are in continuance. Because I feel like there's a bit of dissatisfaction or sort of a focus upon how something is imperfect in your life to a point where you desire change. Now, whether that's a change that you desire while that continues moving forward, at least for a significant period of time, or maybe the entirety of your individual path. But for some of you, it's about making the best until a change does come to be and this turns in the upright, and then you end up seeing your life shift for the better. But let's not forget that the previous daily read was about your world shifting at this time, while you maybe desire a different kind of or a bigger shift in the future. And so as we each think about how things need to be adjusted, it brings up the reminder of where our individual control actually does lie and how we go about throughout this day and surrounding it. I'm hearing tackling what needs to be adjusted, what needs to be changed, again, what's within your individual control. Because there's going to be certain moments, to be honest with you, where maybe the energy's off or you don't like it, or maybe you're being reminded of somebody or something in your life that holds, again, bad energy or bad intentions, so something of the sort is being reminded and or pointed out to you in your current day reality, and so it's sparking this focus, all right? But let's pull a couple more. Sorry if you can hear the background noise. There's obviously going to be a decent amount going on. Just can't find a quiet spot in this city. What else do we have for my beautiful souls? I feel like there's half of your energy that wants to just lay around and kind of chillax, is the wording coming through. And then there's another half of your energy and way of being at this point where you want to be on the go, you want to be productive, you want to get ahead, check things off your to-do list, off your plate. And so they're saying, well, why not utilize both to your advantage by creating a sense of balance throughout this period to the point of beautiful results? You don't overdo it with either of which. Because I feel a lot of you experience certain days where one way of being with the two of which kind of just takes over, and that can be good. But I see this collective needing to develop a new sense of balance in regards to that, and maybe life in general. And I'm now hearing everything in moderation, or completely avoid it if it feels like it's the right choice for you. And some of you need to let your past, speak upon what needs to be avoided at this point. And I'm also hearing who and what makes you nervous, who and what makes you moody, right? I know we're all in control of our own energy at the end of the day, and how to proceed and how to show up to the world. But those who make you, or maybe a situation, a commitment that makes you nervous, that makes you, again, moody or pessimistic to an extent, not for you in the long run. And it may be quite literally the situation or two that we were speaking upon here, where it is continuing for at least a period of time moving forward, and things will change in divine timing. It's easier to hear, obviously, divine timing. Everything, happens when it's meant to, how it's meant to. It's easier to hear these things over and over again, in comparison to actually digesting it and then applying it and remembering this along the way. But it's very key for you at this point. There's so many reasons as to why I was spiritually guided to get the words "everything happens for a reason" tattooed on my chest. It's because those are words to live by. And sometimes I'll be pushed to look in the mirror without my shirt on, to even see it in reverse, in the reflection of the mirror, as a key reminder that, again, everything happens for literally some reason, if not multiple. And that should give you some sense of peace and comfort in regards to what you haven't figured out, what you maybe, again, aren't happy completely with. Maybe in regards to as well what you're trying to or should be trying to figure out at this point in moving forward. But let's pull a couple cards. The Hierophant. Things are changing, my friend. It doesn't fully feel like it. you're going to find as well that certain adjustments in your household need to be made. Now, this could be in regards to where the furniture is placed, how things are laid out, organized. It could be in regards to adjusting this and that in small ways to the point where you then keep up with certain healthy and, otherwise important routines of yours. I really feel like you're going to be getting to know yourself a bit better. It's to say that sometimes, honestly, we're being reminded that when life puts you in a sticky situation or puts you in bad energy or continuously highlights or occasionally highlights what isn't working fully or at all for you, it leaves you in a place of growth, right? And even a chance to progress and adjust once again. But it also teaches you more about who you're becoming in this lifetime. And even I feel a lot of you are going to see sort of a clear adjustment or a clear alignment, or maybe just more so clearly pointing out where your wants and needs lie at this point. Naturally, I feel they've changed and adjusted to an extent. But the Devil card here, it's in the upright because it feels like you deal with temptation being put in the forefront of your awareness, like a carrot almost dangling in front of you, but choose something that's less healthy, because obviously this temptation doesn't feel healthy. And also I just feel like this talks about where the energy isn't so pleasant. I'm hearing don't let people change you for the worse. All right, do not let people change you in the wrong direction. Hold on to what you are proud of in regards to who you are and who you've become over time. Qualities like being a kind individual, being somebody who likes to help others, being somebody who is actually very skilled at looking at the brighter side of things and even helping others in regards to that. Those are just three, great examples that I feel, you could most likely relate to and feel applicable. But it's to say that, even this could come into play as far as reflection with a situation that you're not involved in throughout this day. We can't allow for you to say that just because I hang around somebody, I'm going to become more like them in a negative sense, right? Sure, that can happen over time gradually, but it feels like that could be something maybe a certain negative spirit or two wants you to believe or sort of see come to be, and we're not having it happen, okay? We're protecting who you are meant to become and who you are on a core level in such positive ways so that things can shift and happen exactly as they're meant to once again moving forward. The Nine of Pentacles is giving the energy of you feeling maybe kind of alone to an extent, but really that alone feeling doesn't feel as heavy or as even relevant or present for you as it once was. And so I feel part of that is because you're more spiritually protected and guided. But I also see this being more of an independent period along your path where you want to choose different, and it's not to say that you're always going to, because we're habitual creatures and, sometimes you have to live and learn and make certain mistakes. But and again, you're not perfect, and we're meant to be imperfect. So remember this. But it seems like you at least want to make certain changes that you need to make. And this could be a long time coming for some of you. But it's to say for a select few of you, Spirit's preventing a rude awakening. All right. Or you may feel like you're in the midst of one to a certain extent. But I do see this being a day where your desire, your want to make certain changes of importance is going to play a key role for you now and moving forward. You may as well find that Spirit's pointing out small beauties in this world. That was kind of a weird way of putting it, but it's to say that as well, we're needing to each within this collective look at the world more positively. It's so easy to look at something and say that's ugly, or that's not pleasing to the eye, or energy wise that's not pleasing, or I just don't like that aspect of where I'm at, currently. But it's just as easy, if not easier, to take on a positive outlook and acknowledge and appreciate, express gratitude for the beauty in the world. Say you look at Mother Nature in some way, shape, or form, the trees, the flowers, the greenery. Maybe it's in regards to the weather, or you notice somebody randomly who's holding good energy or is dressed quite beautifully and aesthetically pleasing, if I could spit it out. again, prime examples, so just see how it comes to be, but we need to view the world more positively and acknowledge that beauty does exist. And that's going to help you in other ways moving forward, even maybe throughout this day when it comes to, again, staying positive or getting back to that way of being and noticing the brighter side of things while looking at yourself as part of that beauty within this world, even in the midst of certain imperfections. So we will be turning this Five of Cups in the reversal, while again, this needs to, for the time being, stay in the reversal, all right? So I hope this message, or these messages were truly helpful. I am, as always, sending you, my loves, a ton of love and light. Do take care.